Hello everyone and welcome to another video. It's your girl Scarlet and I'm here with Zayne's part of the Witnessed by Deepspace series, Iceborn Warmth, I believe. So yeah, let's just dive right into it. Okay, so let me just quickly do the synopsis. I took Zayne to a forest park on the outskirts of the city for a relaxing camping trip after his intense work schedule, but we ended up stumbling into a mysterious realm. Okay, all right. Okay, so before I start, let me just check that my mic is on a recording. Yes, it is. I'm still traumatized, guys. The cart's wheels crush the grass as I transport the last batch of supplies into our campsite. Outdoor camping mat, stove, folding chairs. Phew, that's everything. Zayne, who's in charge of setting up the tent, looks up from the instruction manual.
辛苦我们后勤保障部部长了。
It's nothing. This can barely be considered a warm-up. Looking at the tent that has yet to be assembled, I walk over to Zayne. So, how's our Minister of Housing doing? Do you need some help? Zayne gives the instruction manual a little shake.
理论知识看懂了，但实践上好像有点问题。如果你愿意帮忙，就再好不过了。
I pick up two corners of the inner tent and spread it out. Meanwhile, Zayne crouches down to compare our setup with the diagram in the manual.
原来是这里传错了，怪不得支撑不起来。
He quickly adjusts the crossing poles, then we raise the tent and position it properly. Zayne kind of reminds me of those people that watches a lot of camping videos. You know, like you're keen on the idea of camping. So you watch a lot of videos, you learn about the gadgets, you've seen people set it up, but you never actually have like experience doing it. That would be me. You can put me in a situation and I would be able to BS my way through everything. I'd be like, oh yeah, I know what that's for. Oh, this one, it's like this. But if you asked me to set everything up by myself, I'd be like, yeah, no, I would be useless. You're somehow a professional and an amateur at this. Zayne secures the four corners of the tent before pulling out the rainfly from a bag.
一时分不清你是在夸人还是在损人。
It can be both, Zayne.
以前科室团建的时候，确实自己动手搭过帐篷。但这几年忙得没有练习的机会，那点户外知识就都忘得差不多了。
Do you need to do it often in order to... I guess you do, yeah. Repetition. He passes me one corner of the rainfly and we unfold it together in perfect sync.
不过没关系，现在我已经把搭建双人帐篷的技巧牢牢记住了。
Because you'll always set up tents for the two of them. I like this tiny little indirect promise. As we both smooth out the rainfly, Zayne walks to my side and gently brushes against my shoulder.
想必这个知识点以后会经常用到。
Guys, seriously, it's funny because Zayne really isn't my main, and I love all of them. But every time I play his cards, I'm always like, yeah, I would marry this man. I really would. While Zayne's tent setting skills might be a little rusty, his dessert making abilities are still impeccable. The desserts he packed from home are still crispy. After the satisfying meal, I sink into the folding chair and look at the starry sky. If there's a shooting star right now, I'd wish for...
许什么？
I close my eyes as I speak. I purposefully act out an exaggerated display of sincerity. Okay, I see. I wish I could have Zayne's desserts every day from now on, especially the freshly baked ones. As soon as the words leave my mouth, I realize how greedy my wish sounds. Every day might be a bit too much. I'll settle for whenever Dr. Zayne isn't busy. 1 second passes and then two. Yet all I hear is the whisper of the wind. Is he going to say anything? I open one eye to sneak a peek at him. He catches me in the act and an irrepressible smile appears on his face.
这么朴素的愿望，就不用麻烦刘星了。我替他答应了。
Gosh, seriously. Above us, the Milky Way shines like a crystal in the darkness. It's as if we've stepped into another world. It's so beautiful. Thankfully, I followed my doctor's advice. He always says that looking up at the sky is good for my neck and shoulders.
他说的对，确实该听。
Is it though? I'm trying to look up right now to see. Okay. I do feel like I need to like move my neck to stretch it, especially my back. Gosh, aging, guys, it gets to you. Wow, that really sounded like my neck cracking. Something warm brushes against my lips. I glance down. Zayne is holding a freshly grilled zucchini, waiting for me to take a bite.
你的主治医生还说，吃了一晚上烤肉和甜品，要补充一点膳食纤维。
I mean, it's camping, Zayne. It's supposed to be about meat. He's got a point, and with the way he's looking at me, there's no room for argument. I take a bite. MC's better than me. But before I can even taste it, uneven grains of salt melt on my tongue, making me instinctively frown.
味道不对吗？
No, just bit my tongue. It's not salty at all. Try it yourself, MC. Before I can carry out my plan to get Zayne to fall for my trap, I suddenly sense a faint energy fluctuation.
怎么了？
There's an energy fluctuation, but my watch doesn't detect anything unusual. Zayne moves closer to me and places a reassuring hand on my back.
还是检查一下比较放心。我和你一起。
Oh, somehow it sounds like he's not surprised. Almost like he knew. I like this little detective element when it comes to this game. We carefully patrol the perimeter of our campsite, and after we've confirmed there are no signs of any wanderers, we relax. Weird. Why would it?
警惕点总是好事。
If I sense anything else tonight... Zayne gently pats my head.
那就在一起出来检查。
You trust me that much?
当然，我一向无条件相信你。除了
Except what? Yes?
除了下次你说一点都不咸的时候。
I feel like I've said this in the last card that I've played for Zayne as well. He has gotten a lot more playful. He has softened up so much. I feel like out of all the main leads, Zayne has sort of transformed the most for me personally in all the cards that I've read. It's nice to see. When I wake up, every muscle in my body feels grateful for the air mattress Zayne picked out. Why? I unzip the tent and leisurely start my morning stretch, but then I freeze. Huh? In the clearing near our campsite, an imposing tower had appeared out of nowhere. Zayne!
我刚看到新闻说，
Zayne steps out of the tent and seemingly forgets what he's about to say upon seeing the sight before him. What about the news? Zayne pulls his gaze away from the tower, pausing thoughtfully for a moment before showing me a news article on his phone.
昨夜，深空隧道再次出现剧烈波动，导致各地新增若干异象空间。
It's interesting how this is the spatial anomaly that appeared next to Zayne.
经过整晚的勘测，确认新增的空间没有异能量波动，市民们可以自由进出。
Just like that, they're so they're so confident that it's normal, that it's okay.
你感应到的能量波动很准确。
Well, of course. Who do you think you're talking to? But you know what? This world sounds like a lot of fun. I would be exploring all these spatial anomalies. Although, knowing my luck, I would also be disappearing in these spatial anomalies. But this is the first time a spatial anomaly appeared right in front of me. Now that I know it's harmless, the tower, which had looked so ominous before, seems much gentler. When we make eye contact, Zayne understands what I'm thinking. Of course he does.
想去看看。
Yes. I question Zayne's choice of camping outfit. Oh my gosh, my heart! Why are we here? Seeing these scenes! Okay. A lot of time passes before we find the tall tower's entrance, and then we're greeted by a long flight of stairs once we're inside. It's like they're waiting for us. Zayne and I breathe a sigh of relief when we finally enter the spacious, level great hall. Phew, I feel like I did half of my daily workout quota by climbing those stairs.
确实很累人。
says Mr. Pull-Up Bar. Building a long staircase. Has the tower's owner never left this place? Or maybe he was thinking. I clear my throat and deliberately lower my voice. I shall build this tower to be far above the station of mortals. You know for sure that's probably what Astra thought, because Zayne wouldn't be leaving that tower. Foreseer Zayne, that is.
原来是这样的高攀不起，但也可能是其他的用意。比如，他不喜欢被人打扰，或是想用这段台阶来劝退不是真心想拜访的人。
You seem to understand his train of thought. I wonder if the tower's owner would consider you a confidant if you two met.
我不一样，我还是很喜欢被你打扰的。而且，如果我们也有机会有这样一座高塔的话，我会好好斟酌门口台阶的尺寸。
Oh, it's the silly music. Only good things ahead, I'm hoping. After circling most of the tower, we become more certain about us being the only people here. We enter the main hall on the first floor, and there stands a massive throne of a peculiar design. This throne, is it made of ice? My curiosity gets the better of me as I sit on the throne. I run my hands along the massive ice pillars to my left and right. Do you think this belonged to a king? I lower my voice and strike a regal pose as if I'm about to give out commands. I love MC, she's so playful. We shall deploy 5,000 troops. We'll capture that city and crush our enemies in one fell swoop. Did I do a good job?
挺像的。
He's making fun of me. As he approaches, I change my pose. Or maybe the throne belonged to a foreseer who delivered prophecies from the gods. Damn, MC. Seriously? There are many things you could have guessed. At least in Xavier's card, it made sense because she was like watching the shooting stars. They did have an experience of watching the shooting stars, so what MC said there made sense. But here, it's kind of... That's pushing it a little. Like, that's literally on the nose. How did she know? Leave me. I have received a divine message. Okay, alright. MC is so playful. Zayne stands off to the side, lost in thought. It's only when I wave a hand in front of him that he snaps back to reality. What's on your mind? You've been quiet for a while.
在想，我以前怎么不知道，你还有这样的表演天赋？
Only when I'm having fun, Zayne. A hunter needs to be flexible. Besides, I'm putting on a good show. Why aren't you playing along?
我不是一直在配合吗？
Since when? You've been laughing at me. Zayne points to where he had been standing during my royal performance.
刚才站在那儿的时候，我演的是一个在大殿上不敢多说话的传令官。
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
现在我演的是先知身边一个沉默却虔诚的使者。只是没什么台词，但一直很配合。
Zayne's deadpan attempt to explain himself is so amusing that I've decided that I had enough fun. I stand up and move closer to him. Then may I ask this messenger a question? Would he like to help this foreseer move her living quarters? They're gonna camp in here. Wow. We spend half the afternoon moving our camping stuff into the tower's bedchamber. My gaze is drawn to an unamusing door covered in ice and snowflake-like patterns whenever we pass it. As we pass by the door once again, Zayne and I stop in our tracks at the same time.
既然越来越好奇，走吧，进去看看。
Damn it, it's my heavy finger again. Oh, here it is. Behind the door that's no bigger than a person is an unexpectedly vast space. Shiny flower buds are scattered on the floor. Meanwhile, bookshelves loom over us. I can't even see the top of them. Is this a library? Why are there flowers growing in a library? I lean down to get a closer look at the buds. Jasmines? But these are different from the ones I've seen before. When I touch a tightly closed bud, I unexpectedly feel a chill. Oh. They're made of ice? Zayne bends down to gently stroke the ice jasmine, his movements so familiar as if greeting an old friend.
果然还是没有一朵开花。
Wait, what? Okay, I'll talk about it later. The crystalline buds refract brilliantly light. Oh wait. The crystalline buds refract brilliant light, yet they remain tightly closed. They appear lifeless. I walk to the bookshelves as sunlight streams down from the skylight. It illuminates the dust particles in the air. Where's the ladder? The shelves are so tall. Are we supposed to fly to reach the top? Yes, actually. Here we go. I hear the sound of ice forming behind me and turn to look. An ice crystal traces an elegant arc through the air. Did you use your evol?
不是我。
As he speaks, Zayne extends a hand. He makes the ice crystal hover above his palm.
是这个空间里的冰晶，但好像可以被我控制。
Why? Is no one questioning this?
他这个时候跑出来，说不定是想要回答你刚才的提问。
Zayne taps the ice crystal and it immediately flies down to our feet. The ice crystal expands under us and forms a platform. It steadily lifts us into the air. This is amazing. Zayne, do you think you can learn how to do this? Then we won't have to wait for elevators anymore. He puts his hand on my waist to steady me.
那下次送你回家，我们可以用冰晶直接从窗户进去。
Be careful, the neighbors downstairs might call the police. I guess you need your own tower to use these conspicuous ice crystals. As my gaze sweeps over the various books on the shelves, I grin. They remind me of the medical textbooks in Zayne's home.
又想起了什么有意思的？
I was just thinking that if you had a tower this large, part of it would be a library.
大概会吧。
His fingers trail along the bookshelf. With a library this big, we could put research materials here, case files there, reference books over there. As for this spot, I excitedly start imagining what the future library could look like, and he just listens quietly. When I turn to ask for his thoughts, our eyes meet, and his somber expression softens.
那这边放你的书怎么样？如果还有空间，我还想放点结局轻松美好的故事书。
The meaning behind this line is already kinda... Because if you think about it, the Fractal Library has books of all the different endings of different universes, different worlds. And I remember they mentioned even worlds that are mostly falling to doom and ruin. I can imagine if Zayne were in the Fractal Library reading these books, a lot of the books would be really sad and bad endings. This is kind of like him indirectly saying he wished more worlds would have a much happier ending, and I guess also her lives would have a much more happier ending. If we do that, you'll be in the library for the entire day, and you'd make me stay inside with you. I tease him while I pull out a few random books from the shelf. The text is incomprehensible, but the illustrations are easy to understand. There's so many pictures of jasmines. Whoever owns this place must really like them. Zayne seems to eagerly take the book from my hands, though I'm not sure if it's the illustrations or the strange writing that caught his attention. I stand quietly to the side, taking in the entire library from above. My gaze sweeps over the dome and stained glass windows, but in the end, it is the unopened ice jasmine on the floor that draws me in uncontrollably. It's a shame they haven't bloomed yet. The view from here would be beautiful.
可能只是还没到花期，或是还不具备开花的条件。
My stomach lets out a low growl, yet it echoes in the empty library. Oh, I hate that. This sounds very comedic, and it might even sound like something that only happens in movies. It really happens. Well, it's happened to me before. It's so embarrassing. The page closed, and the playful smile reappears on the face of the person behind the book.
看来花期没到，吃饭的时间倒是该到了。
Of course. On our third day of camping, we follow our original plan and spend the whole day hiking in the mountains. The weather suddenly changes on our way back. When we return to the tower, we're completely soaked. Thankfully, the tower's fireplace is still working. We put in the wood we've collected and finally get a fire going.
暖和一点了吗？
Zayne adds 2 more branches to the fireplace. I feel much better now that I took off those wet clothes. Come here, you should eat something. I bring 2 bowls of instant noodles to the fireplace. After looking around, I decided to use one of the stone stools as our table. This spot is perfect. We have a table and we're close to the fire. The only downside is having to sit on the floor.
没事，这样比较有露营的氛围。
Despite being in a tower. We sit down on the floor beside the stool. I start to eat, and the hot broth warms my stomach. Contentment washes over me. Sitting on the floor to eat might not be elegant, but there's something wonderfully nice about this. It's like we've gone back to a more ancient time.
确实很原始。我现在总有一种吃完饭要出去打猎的冲动。
Really back to ancient times, huh? Of course, Zayne would have the instincts of a provider. Devouring some noodles, I pat the stone stool and lean back against it. Who knew having a low table would actually make things more comfortable?
如果你喜欢，我不介意把家里的餐桌换得矮一点。
Aww. No thanks. I'd rather not have hunting become the after-dinner activity when I come over to your house. After staying here for 2 days, do you feel like this place can be called home?
而且是在休假，甚至比平时在家里还要放松。
I get that. I shift back against the stone stool and stretch out my legs. I've been thinking about something for the past few days. What if we just kept living in this spatial anomaly?
你看起来已经做了一套完整的规划。
I totally would. I wouldn't say that, but I do have some ideas for renovations. The empty space in the back would be perfect for a garden with flowers and vegetables, and the curtains in the bedchamber can be changed.
为了你的睡眠质量，换成遮光的更好。
The library should stay as is, but we definitely need a kitchen.
就做成开放式的吧，更方便你第一时间吃到新鲜出炉的甜品。
I love how he's just playing along. That's a good idea. I approve. The firelight is reflected in Zayne's eyes. As for the Great Hall, we should have some large plush rugs. They can also cover the stairs.
地毯上最好再放2把躺椅，
Recliners.
这样我们就不用坐在地上了。
In the dancing firelight, we keep imagining different ways to decorate this tower. It's as if our plans could become reality at any moment. Why hasn't the owner decorated this place, though?
可能因为这里只有一个人住吧。
Lost in thought, Zayne adds 2 more logs to the fireplace.
家常常是因为有2个人才变成家的，
Aww.
一个人的时候，往往更像是个住处。
Aww.
别说是装饰点缀，就连吃饭、睡觉和生活的必需用品，都可以凑合着来。
Have you lived like that before? He turns to look at me, and a shadow briefly appears in his gaze.
当然，在天行室，在凌空室，在整个大学期间，在刚进入 Castle 的时候，
And it's all different because of MC. How did you live back then?
那是下课后会主动留下来打扫实验室，下班后也会花点时间在办公室发呆。
Aww.
虽然偶尔也会在闲逛时买点食材，但往往都是在过期前才想起来，匆匆解决掉。
I do get that too, though. Like, I remember to eat them when they're about to be spoiled as well. Why?
我也不知道，可能是想到不管做什么都没人分享，就总是缺点兴致吧。
No. Perhaps realizing his tone had gotten too solemn, Zayne gives me a slight smile. But his expression only makes my heart ache in a way I can't really describe. Zayne, are you afraid of being alone?
不怕，甚至可以接纳他，习惯他，允许他对我的生活做出改变。
As he speaks, he slowly clenches his fist.
只是我并不享受孤独，也不想学会享受孤独。
No. I place my hand over his chest and caress it twice.
有时候想起以前的事，我也会想，如果真的没有和你重逢，我会是什么样？
His voice trails off. Silence descends onto the room. I gently pull him closer and hug him. It's good that such a thing didn't happen. His palm rests against my back.
我很幸运。
His ears help me. I look up at him as his nose brushes against my cheek. He nuzzles me. Oh, the nuzzling! And his cool lips move closer to the corner of my... Okay. I guess we're in a mood now. Damn. It happens once and then it happens again. Oh. Oh.
真好，你在我身边了。
Oh no! What is going on? Okay. Wait, what? Okay. Okay. I see they took things further. Things have escalated. In the middle of the night, I'm jolted awake by a familiar surge of energy. I plan to get up while not waking Zayne so I can investigate, but a warm hand grabs me as soon as I sit up.
怎么了？又是能量波动。
Yeah, it's somewhere in the tower.
我跟你去。
They did really good with the sound effects because even this sound is like making me feel anxious. Heading to the source of the energy fluctuations, we arrive at the entrance of the library. The door is slightly ajar and a faint light seeps through the gap. My watch hasn't gone off. Maybe it's like what happened before with the spatial anomaly. I place my hand on the door and Zayne's hand is soon next to mine.
看看不就知道了。
Oh, they really like using this animation, don't they? Oh. As the library door opens, we discover all the ice jasmines have blossomed. Reminiscent of a sea of flowers, their petals sway. The jasmines bloomed? It happened overnight. Is it related to the energy fluctuations?
不管什么原因，至少我们的这趟行程彻底不留遗憾了。
Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, I'm getting emotional right now. What the Okay. Okay. The rain outside has stopped before we realized it. Pure and brilliant, moonlight streams through the skylight. Under the moonlight, Zayne's features are softened to the point where they exude a rare gentleness. He smiles and holds out his hand to me.
这座高塔出现在我们面前，本就是一场奇迹。今晚的月光和花海，就更不该辜负。
Okay. Wait. Aw. I take his hand and together we step into the sea of jasmines. Resonant energy hums between our joined palms. Suddenly, countless shimmering particles of light swirl around us. Once they disperse, Zayne and I see our clothes have been transformed. Does a flowery fairy live here, like one who says hello by magically changing people's clothes? I look down at my ethereal gown. I can't help but do a little spin.
如果真有花仙的话，我想我现在已经站在她面前了。
Okay, stop, Zayne! Tell me more. In that case, as a flower fairy, I'd say you're the reason why these flowers bloom. Zayne pauses.
因为
Your presence made the fairy's heart blossom with happiness. That's why all these jasmines unfurled their petals. A tender joy reaches the corners of Zayne's eyes.
既然我让茉莉开花，那花仙也能满足我的心愿吗？
Walk to the center of the sea of jasmines and make your wish. Maybe the fairy will appear before you, and together you'll walk across a rainbow bridge. Smiling, Zayne walks. Just as I lift my gown, ready to continue our impromptu fairy tale, I see Zayne raise his finger slightly. Ice crystals suddenly form beneath my feet, and they lift me into the air. Zayne? Oh, it's happening! It's happening!
彩虹桥可能有点难，但有月光下的阶梯。
哦，
这位花仙还满意吗？
Okay. Not bad. Now then, sir, what is your wish?
我的心愿，贪婪到拿这世间的一切美好交换都不足为过。但现在，我所拥有的，
Oh. MC. She's adorable. Oh, the nuzzling. Okay, I know now why my Discord chat was telling me they love to nuzzle, and I love it. Maybe what I want to exchange with you is simple, of course.
可我想给你的还有更多。一句话，一个拥抱，一片茉莉，这些都还不够。
哇，
愿意和我跳一支舞吗？
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, this is okay. This is crazy. I'm sorry. What did MC say? Maybe what I want to exchange with you is simple, just like this. Zayne.
遇见你，是我所经历过的最幸运的事。就像这些茉莉一样，经历过那么漫长的严冬，是你带来了春天。环境或许无法长留，但比这更为美好的记忆，从今往后的每一天，我都会送给你。
Oh god. This man right here. I'm telling you, like no. The way he pulled her in. Oh? Oh, look at his ears. This is already wonderful, but Zayne, you still haven't told me your wish.
我希望你永远幸福，更希望当你感到幸福时，陪在你身边的那个人
Oh my
始
god.
终是我。今后的每一次花开，我都想与你一同见证。愿意给我这个机会吗？
Of course, yes, yes, yes. God damn crap. Oh god, okay. I need to calm down. This is oh my god, I cannot handle this. I will.
“那么，我们以茉莉为誓，在每一个花期都绝不失约。”
Oh, damn, back to reality. It's another Monday. Once we leave the campsite, Zayne and I return to our busy lives and work. The weekend finally arrives and Zayne made arrangements for us to meet up. He said he'll fulfill the promise he made a while back.
你快到了吗？我去接你，顺路买调料。
Almost. Give me 5 minutes. My gaze is drawn to a row of jasmines in full bloom outside the florist's. Those blossoming memories are still fresh in my mind. Actually, I'll meet you in 10 minutes. I hear the oven timer and Zayne's voice from the kitchen.
烤好了，你要配着茶吃吗？
I watch Zayne concentrate on the oven. A slight twinge of guilt materializes. I was worried my wish wouldn't come true before, but now I'm more concerned about you giving up your weekend just to make it happen. You could be resting instead.
你多吃点，就是对我最大的宽慰。
I smile at him and point toward the low table in the living room. I put the jasmines there. They like sunlight, so don't move them somewhere else.
你对茉莉的担心，都比刚才对我的更真情实感。
Well, that's because Zayne's gaze shifts to the TV in the living room, and I look at what caught his attention.
大部分新出现的异象空间都已消失，本次深空隧道波动带来的影响暂告一段落。
The screen cycles through aerial photographs of different spatial anomalies. I can't look away. I don't even understand why I'm fixated on this. After Zayne gently coughs, he moves in front of me and blocks my view of the TV.
难过了。
That sounds less like a question and more like a statement. I'm not. It's just that the place we called home for a few days is probably gone by now. And those ice jasmines, I wonder if they'll bloom again. I trail off as I ask myself what I miss more, the tower or the jasmines.
当然会的。
I look into Zayne's eyes and finally realize what's important to me. I'm worried that the dreamy days we share might eventually fade away.
既然说过以茉莉为誓，
Zayne leads me to the living room. The white jasmines sway in the breeze.
我们不会错过这盆茉莉的每一个花期。
He embraces me from behind and his arms tighten around my waist.
我保证。
Those words land in my ears as I look at the jasmines in full bloom. They must have heard his promise too. Okay. Okay. Alright, I have the dress. Yay! Okay, so this card surprised me a lot. Like, there's a lot of references to his Foreseer myth here. Naturally, especially since we were at the Tower of Thorns. So yeah. Well, I first want to talk about something we've learned indirectly about Zayne. With scenes like Zayne being lost in thought, how he acted when seeing the ice jasmines and says the jasmines still haven't bloomed. And then that scene where he eagerly takes a book with strange writings from MC's hands. The story seems to be hinting that Zayne is aware of the existence of the Foreseer. At first I thought Dawnbreaker was the only other life that he was aware of due to his constant nightmares. But now I'm reminded that in the recent main story update, Zayne obviously still has secrets about his connections with the boy from the Fractal Library that we don't really know about. For those who needs a refresher, by the way, we learned from the World Underneath stories that the Fractal Library exists in its own space, holding books that tells a story of different universes. I also very belatedly realized that whenever we get a snippet of a quote, they are actually from books that are from the Fractal Library. As players, we are actually reading these myths as books from the Fractal Library, if you think about it. And that's kind of crazy. Now, with how the boy goes on about a promise that the emissary made for taking his place as the new custodial of the Fractal Library at some point, it's not a wild assumption to think that Zayne has probably read from the books of the library. We've even seen it from the event stories that was going on during the release of the new main story update. The Foreseer himself doesn't get any memories of his alternate lives due to Astra, but this link on Zayne most likely knows about other universes and therefore knows about Foreseer Zayne. Probably even more. And that's such a giant piece of character plot that just got indirectly revealed in this card. And that's kind of crazy. About the card, I feel like, just like Xavier's, there is an emphasis to how MC has changed the love interest in some way. And for Zayne, it's how MC has brought spring to his eternal winter. Even the symbolism of the ice jasmines never blooming until after he expressed how he was so happy to have MC by his side just shows the huge change it has brought for Zayne. He's definitely changed from being accustomed to being alone to admitting that he doesn't want to enjoy being alone. Even in his Foreseer myth, MC was the only one that could make the only jasmine in the Tower of Thorns bloom. And to Foreseer Zayne, when it bloomed, it was a reminder of how MC taught him what, I guess, warmth really felt like. The fact that the Kindled scene where Zayne makes a vow to MC was like above a field of blossoming ice jasmine. It really, for me at least, it really painted a picture of change and hope. And it was a very fitting scene, especially when expressing how happy and in love Zayne was with MC. Now, honestly, this Kindled scene was probably the most beautiful one for me so far. The animation, the scene, the design, the effects, in my opinion, top notch. I just find it really amazing how we are getting a very huge piece of information about what Zayne knows in this limited 5-star card, even though it was very indirect. This was a really nice card. I'm very pleasantly surprised. It was a nice break, especially since that little mishap about the recording. Anyway, to the Zayne girlies out there, what did you think about this card? Was it everything you've ever dreamed of? I have to say, Zayne knows how to make a vow. Definitely got me in my feels. So let me know what you think about this card. Are you happy that you managed to pull for this card? And if you didn't, are you still planning to? I mean, we still have like some time before the banner ends. So let me know in the comments down below. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, do like and subscribe if you feel like it. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye.